There are two things you need to understand in order to remove them closed accounts from your credit report. Number one, the system is designed for you to fail. If you think I'm crazy, listen to this.
There is no way for people like Judy Thomas to get their problem solved. So all these people who take the time to meticulously document a case that the bill isn't theirs or the bill has been paid, that is never seen by anybody. It's not seen by anyone who considers it in determining whether or not information will be removed from a credit report. It's not forwarded on to the person who has the complaint with you. No, it is never forwarded on. Never forwarded on.
Number two, I got some good news for you. It's possible to remove anything off your credit report based off of this law right here. But if you think I'm playing crazy, listen to my lawyer has to say.
Yeah, that's a great question. So, back when I was talking to Robin about the ways you can dispute, it has to be inaccurate, incomplete, or too old generally. Well, if they're reporting inconsistently, it has to be one of them, at least one of them have to be inaccurate, right? So one of the things we love to do on the lawyer side, and we absolutely litigate this. I sue credit bureaus for this all the time, and we serve them with federal lawsuits, Dave, because they're reporting inconsistently. If Experian is reporting an open date of this month and TransUnion and Equifax are reporting it something different, we know for 100% certainty someone is reporting inaccurately because it can't both be true, if it's different months.
Credit could be discouraging. However, I want to give you some encouragement because I understand that, and we want this to happen very, very fast. But as if you don't know, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, they be on their own time. So I just want to give you encouragement. Hey, the process does work. It just takes time. It's a process. However, as you can see, what's up? The info for me actually to hire you guys to fix me up. I did one of your instructions and gained nearly 70 points. Thank you so much. And as you can see, I was in denial at first, like, oh, well, what else do I have to lose? I had a bankruptcy on mine, submitted the complaint to the CFPB Friday while they updated and removed it on Monday. I'm so happy. Thanks, Dave. All right. Like you can see the encouragement of like 52 points in 4 months. I love it. This was BS, but all I did was go to the credit reporting site, file a complaint, and about 2 days later, my stuff is off my account, right? Now I can go on. This man is everything. I even gained 100 points on my credit from the previous videos. Keep it going. As you can see, thank you so much. I did this last Monday. Went up 81 points. My husband, hey, wow, my scores leap. I had a 526 as my best score. After doing this 2 weeks, I'm at a 672 now. A week later, I'm at a 703. Quite like I can go on. I could leave. I got so many testimonies, but let's get into the project because you're not here to see other people. But like I said before, I just want to give you some encouragement. Hey, stick through it, go through it. It's going to take time. But even though you might not get no results just yet, the work is working on you because now you're fixing up your credit. You're paying down your credit. You're like more focused on actually trying to get out of this wherever you're at because I understand life happens. So first and foremost, let's get into the project of what we need to do to walk through the process of fixing our credit, removing these negative accounts, these closed, charge off, like whatever is hurting our credit score. I'm walking through that process. All right. Things first, what you need to do is get your report. You have to see what's going on. So you want to get you a link in the description for just $1 for 7 days, get your trial. But what you're going to see is your accounts. You're going to see basically, you want to review all your accounts. You want to see what's delinquent, what's derogatory, what's in collection, what's going on. Do you have how many hard inquiries do you have? Do you have public records? Like what's going on with your report? All right. Now, what you want to do is just review every specific account. All right. You want to look at every account. We're talking about closed accounts. So what you want to do is review all your closed accounts and see what's holding that account back. All right. What I mean by that, you want to see the discrepancies within the specific account. Like you see the information, the details. All right. Now, if you don't know, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, do they really do an investigation? Who knows? All right. But probably not because it goes through a e-Oscar, like AI computer is reading these disputes. So do they really? Probably not. All right. So even though you probably sent off a letter one time, you have to do this more than one time because, like I said, we need to get this letter these documents to a real human being. All right. So what you want to do is just review, look at your report, and see what's holding your credit score back. All right. Now what you want to do is, before we do opt-out pre-screen, all right, because the reason why I say do opt-out pre-screen is because we all get tempted when we start fixing up our credit. You're going to start receiving, if you haven't already started receiving, you're all going to receive offers to do certain things, like to apply for a credit card or to apply for this. So I always tell people to go to opt out pre-screen so you can limit the offers, because we can't stop the people from sending us offers. Even if we try, we can, but go to optoutprescreen.com, and it limits you from getting them pre-approval offers. But once you fix up your credit and do everything, you can, opt back in to get the offers of the pre-approvals. But for right now, I don't want you to get tempted, because right now you're motivated, you're dedicated, you're doing certain things, you're getting your credit fixed up, you're removing things, you're paying down debt. I don't want you to get hit with the offer where, hey, you get a $5,000, or you get a credit card offer and you apply for, you get approved, you get a $5,000 limit, and you, not saying you're going to max it out, but hey, all right. So first thing you want to do before we send off our first letter is actually clean up our personal information. All right. Now, how do you clean up your personal information? Hey, let me show you. In order to clean up your personal information, you want to go create an account with TransUnion, with Experian, with Equifax, right? You can create a free account with them, because what you're going to see is different variations of your first. Like, I'm going to show you really quick. All right. So you're going to go to Experian. Once you create your account, click on, go to all the way to the bottom, click on Help Center. All right. Now, once you're on Help Center, what you're going to see is File Dispute. Now, when you click on File Dispute, what you want to do now is get Start New Dispute. And then from there, what you're going to see is click on the personal information tab, because they're going to have different tabs for you to click on, but click on your personal information tab. And what you're going to see is different variations of your name. All right. First name, you're going to see different, I guess you can see right here. This is just an example, but this is what you're going to commonly see is different variations of your name. You're going to see different variations of your address. You're also going to see multiple phone numbers on your credit report. All right. You want to clean all this up as well. You might even have your spouse on there that don't need to be on there as well. So you just want to get that removed as well. You can also dispute. But what you want to do is check every address and see what account or what address is associated with account, with which account. All right. Now, once you click on every address, what you're going to see is these addresses is associated with this credit card. This address is associated with these collections. This address is associated with this specific account. This address is associated with this auto loan. You see what I'm saying, right? So you're going to be able to see all the addresses and what accounts is actually associated with. All right. But what you can do is remove some of your addresses. Now, you're not going to be able to remove your addresses that are associated with specific accounts online, but you could dispute the ones that are not associated with nothing. You can get those removed as well. All right. But you do want to, of course, create a letter. And I'm going to show you how to create a personal information letter. Sorry, let me show you really quick. Here's an example. You want to go ahead and create that letter. Take all those addresses that are associated with those negative accounts and addresses that you don't live no more, whatever the case may be. You want to take those addresses, put it on this letter, and send it to Experian. You want to send one to TransUnion. You want to send one to Equifax. All right. The reason why is because you want to clean up. Like I said, if a lender looks at your, let's just say a lender looks at your report, you want to look credible. You don't want to have all these different addresses on your credit report. All right. You want to look, hey, you only living at this one place. You only been at this one place. You just look like you got things in order. Right. So clean that up, send a letter off. And then from there, after you send your letter off, you want to do opt out pre-screen. If you haven't already done it, get opt out for quote unquote 5 years. Oh, let me show you this. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. So optoutprescreen.com, Google it, and then from there, you're going to be able to see what I'm talking about. And then just click on optoutprescreen.com and just scroll all the way down to the bottom. Just click on check. And then from there, you want to go ahead and click on opt out for 5 years. You can permanently opt out. Don't permanently opt out. All right. But go ahead. It's always up to you. Then click on continue, and then from there, you're gonna input your information, and then of course fill this out, and then click on confirm, and then bam, you opt out. But you can always, like you saw before, you can opt back in on there. All right. So now, after you opt out, now what you want to do is send off your first letter. So all those closed accounts, you want to put this on this. I'm sorry, you want to put that on this letter right here. All right. Now, if you don't want to use, like, if you don't want to create a letter like manually, you could sign up. We do have a software where it'll create the letter for you. All right. Now, that's up to you. I'll have the link in the description for that as well. But here's a letter that you can use. It's free. I'll have the link in the description for that as well. Get your free letter or a screenshot, whatever you want to do. And you can go ahead and get this letter and then send it certified. And of course, you want to add 2 forms of identification. You also make sure, if possible, get it notarized, because Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, like to say you sound like a credit repair company. But if you don't want to get it notarized, I would tell you to send 3 forms of identification. You want to send your driver's license, you want to send your proof of residency, and you also want to send your social security. All right. So now, hey, they have enough proof to say that you don't sound like a credit repair company. All right. So either or, whatever works best for you. But after then, you want to, of course, wait 35 days. 30 days from them doing an investigation, 5 days for them to actually send you that investigation. And I'm going to show you the law of what I'm talking about. All right. So they have 30 days to do an investigation, 5 days. But if you send another dispute in within that time, now they have 15 additional days to actually do that dispute. So let me show you what I'm talking about so you can see. But all we're doing when we're fixing our credit is following the specific law. Okay. So this is going to help you you can understand what to do next. So you can just read the procedure that they have to follow. So go ahead. So you know what I'm talking about, 15 USC 1681I. You want to go to that procedure, right? That's the procedure Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax are supposed to follow. As you saw, heard, hey, they usually don't do it. All right. So what we want to do is I want to show you the law that I was talking about. So as you can see right here, extension of period to reinvestigate, except as provided in subparagraph C, the 30-day period described in subparagraph A may be extended for not more than 15 additional days if the consumer reporting agency receives information from the consumer during that 30-day period that is relevant to the reinvestigation. All right. So like I said before, if you send another dispute in during that time that you sent your first letter in, they have 15 additional days if it's related to that specific account. If it's related to that specific account, now they have 15 additional days. Now, if you're talking about, like, if you create a letter only disputing one account, and then you create another letter disputing another account, that has nothing to do with that specific account. All right. But if you create another letter talking about the same account, do not send, you're not supposed to send another dispute, because now they're going to add on additional 15 days, up to 15 days. All right. So just wait your time and wait for the reinvestigation to come back. Wait for the investigation to come back. All right. From Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. Now, some of your accounts might come back verified. All right. So some of your accounts might come back verified. Some of your accounts might basically say, hey, they modified, they updated. But what did they modify? What did they update? Because 9 times out of 10, they don't really show you what they updated or modified. All right. So that's the next letter you want to create is, hey, can you provide me a description of how you modified? What did you update? Right. So you're going to ask them right here. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. Provide the description of the procedure of the investigation used to verify this account. All right. So according to the law, they're supposed to provide that to you within 15 days. If they don't, it's a violation. All right. So what do you do next if they don't provide it to you? Now, what you want to do is file a complaint with the CFPB. And as you can see from the testimonials earlier, hey, the CFPB does work. It just takes time. So what you want to do is you have all your evidence, and I can walk you through the process of how to file a complaint with the CFPB, or you can just watch this video right here, and it walks you through that process of how to use the CFPB.